फ्रेंड्स, आज हम ई कॉमर्स से स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं। क्लास 10 ICSE ई कॉमर्स। कॉमर्स मीन्स बाइंग एंड सेलिंग प्रोडक्ट्स और सर्विसेज थ्रू इंटरनेट और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिस्टम। इट इज़ डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ट्रेडिशनल कॉमर्स वेयर पीपल बाई एंड सेल फेस टू फेस। ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम में हम लोग क्या करते हैं, फेस टू फेस बाई करते हैं, बट इन केस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉमर्स प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज आर ब्रॉट थ्रू द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिस्टम। टाइप्स ऑफ ई कॉमर्स, तो ई टेलिंग, ई एडवर्टाइजिंग, ई मार्केटिंग एंड ई सिक्योरिटी। ई टेलिंग क्या है? सेलिंग गुड्स डायरेक्टली टू द कस्टमर्स ऑनलाइन। ई एडवर्टाइजिंग, promoting products or services online using digital ads. E-marketing, using online tools and platforms to market products. E-security, protecting online transactions and data from theft or fraud. Advantages of e-commerce: people can shop anytime, anywhere. It saves time and effort. You get a wide variety of choices. Costs are lower for the sellers. It helps small businesses reach many customers easily. Steps in e-tailing transactions. Customers browses and selects the product online. Payment is made electronically. The product is delivered to the customer's address. After sales service and support is also given. After sales मतलब बिक्री होने के बाद जो वारंटी और गारंटी के अंदर जो सर्विस होता है वो भी दिया जाता है। एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ ई-टेलिंग। ई टेलिंग के एडवांटेजेस क्या हैं? कन्वीनियंस है, यू गेट अ वाइडर चॉइस, फास्टर कंपैरिजन, यू कैन इजीली कंपेयर गुड्स। ओके। डिसएडवांटेजेस: नो फिजिकल इंस्पेक्शन बिफोर बाइंग, देर इज डिले इन डिलीवरी एंड देर आर मेनी सिक्योरिटी रिस्क। ई एडवर्टाइजिंग, इट इज एक्सप्लेन्ड एज एन ऑनलाइन एडवर्टीजमेंट्स लाइक पॉपअप्स, वेब बैनर्स, cookies. The benefits of e-advertising include reaching large audiences cost effectively. Okay. And the disadvantages include privacy concerns and there is ad blocking. E-marketing. E-marketing means using social media, email and websites to market your products. It is cheaper, faster, more interactive than traditional methods. E-security and its importance. It protects against hacking, fraud and data theft. It is essential for safe online buying and selling. ERP. What is ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay. It briefly explains how ERP software helps companies manage business functions through the integrated system. Now let's go in a bit detail. What is e-commerce? E-commerce means buying and selling goods and services using the internet and electronic devices like computers, mobile phones. It allows people and businesses to trade without meeting face to face, without any physical meeting. It is also called electronic commerce or internet commerce. Types of e-commerce: business to consumer, B2C, business to business, B2B, consumer to consumer, C2C, consumer to business, C2B. Business to consumer, online selling directly to customers, that is Amazon or Flipkart, that is B2C business. Business to consumer. Business to business, B2B, businesses selling to other businesses. One business is selling goods to other business. Consumer to consumer, consumer selling goods to other consumer. One consumer is updating his product and the other customer is buying the product. For example, OLX. Consumer to business, C2B. Okay. Individuals are selling services or products to businesses. So consumer to businesses means individuals, they sell their goods or services to businesses. E-tailing. E-tailing means electronic retailing. E-tailing का मतलब है electronic retailing. E-tailing is the sale of goods in retail through the internet. Customers visit websites, they choose their products, they pay online and get products delivered at home. Examples: Amazon and Flipkart. Steps in e-tailing: customer visits the seller's website, selects the product after checking details like price and features. They pay online using debit or credit cards or digital wallets. Product is delivered to the customer. Customer provides feedback which helps improve the service. Advantages of e-commerce over traditional or older forms of commerce. Advantages of e-commerce, electronic commerce. Number one, global reach. Anyone in the world can buy or sell their goods. Number two, convenience. Shops open 24 into 7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So the shops are open. They can buy anytime and anywhere. Variety. More products and services are available online. Cost savings. No physical store. You do not have to install any physical store, okay, like shops, etc. So there are very few expenses. So it is cheaper for the seller. Quick transactions. Orders and payments are executed very fast. They happen fast electronically. Disadvantages of e-commerce. No physical inspection. You don't get the opportunity to physically inspect the goods that you are purchasing. There is delay in delivery. Okay, delivery delay may happen. Security risk like hacking or fraud. Number 4, some customers may not trust online payment methods. Some of them are not encouraged to pay through online methods, or they might not have the knowledge of online payment. E-advertising. Advertising is done on the internet through banners, pop-ups, targeted ads. Helps the sellers to reach many customers quickly and cheaply, but has privacy concerns and ad blocking issues. E-marketing. Using the internet to promote products. E-marketing का मतलब है इंटरनेट के सहारे आप प्रोडक्ट को अपने प्रमोट करते हैं थ्रू सोशल मीडिया, ईमेल, वेबसाइट्स. So it is cheaper and more interactive than the traditional marketing. E-security. Protection of online transactions and data from threats like hacking, phishing and fraud. It is essential for safe e-commerce activities. What is e-commerce? E-commerce is the buying and selling goods or services online using the internet. What is e-tailing? E-tailing is selling product directly. यहाँ पे directly important है. E-tailing is selling product directly to customers over the internet. Two advantages of commerce: convenience of shopping anytime, global reach of the customers. Steps in an e-tailing transaction: visit the website, select the product, make the payment online, get the product delivered, and provide your feedback. What is e-advertising? Advertising online through banners, pop-ups and ads are known as e-advertising. Why is e-security important? To protect against hacking, fraud and theft due to online transactions. Chapter 4. Consumer protection. What is consumer protection? Consumer protection means safeguarding the rights of consumers against unfair trade practices, fraud and exploitation, ensuring that customers get fair treatment, quality products, proper service. Consumer protection is important to prevent the sellers from cheating buyers, to ensure the safety and quality of products and services, to provide legal remedies if products or services are defective or faulty, to educate consumers about their rights and responsibilities. Consumer exploitation. Consumer exploitation happens when the sellers take unfair advantage of the buyer by selling defective or fake products, charging excessive price, giving false information in their advertisements and refusing to take back the goods that are defective. Consumer Protection Act 1986. It is a law that protects consumer rights in India. It provides mechanisms for consumers to file complaints against unfair trade practices. It establishes consumer courts at the district, state, national level to hear complaints and provide compensation. Rights of consumers under the Act. Right to safety. Protection against hazardous goods and services. So what are the rights of consumers under the Act? Number 1, right to safety, protection against hazardous, risky goods and services. Number 2, right to be informed. Right to receive correct information about products. Number 3, right to choose, that is freedom to select the goods according to your choice or preference. Number 4, right to be heard, right to voice complaints and concerns. Number 5, right to seek redressal, means right to get compensation for the wrong products or services. Number 6, right to consumer education, right to acquire knowledge about consumer rights. Consumer responsibilities, use products and services properly, read instructions carefully, make informed decisions, avoid misuse of products, report unfair practices. Consumer grievance redressal machinery. Number 1, District Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum, District Forum. It handles cases where the complaints do not exceed ₹1 crore. ऐसे केसेस को हैंडल किया जाता है जहाँ पर जो क्लेम्स है कंज्यूमर का वो 1 करोड़ से ऊपर का ना हो। सो डिस्ट्रिक्ट कंज्यूमर डिस्प्यूट्स रेड्रेसल फोरम यानी कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट फोरम इस केस को देखता है। नंबर 2, स्टेट कंज्यूमर डिस्प्यूट्स रेड्रेसल कमीशन, जिसको कि शॉर्ट में हम स्टेट कमीशन देखते हैं। ये उन केसेस को हैंडल करता है, उन अपील्स और केसेस को हैंडल करता है एवो 1 करोड़ टू 10 करोड़, 1 करोड़ से लेकर 10 करोड़ तक जो कंज्यूमर का जो कंप्लेंट है जिसमें जो अमाउंट इन्वॉल्व है 1 करोड़ से 10 करोड़ के अंदर है, तो वो हैंडल करता है स्टेट कमीशन। एंड द थर्ड इज़ नेशनल कंज्यूमर डिस्प्यूट्स रिट्रेशल कमीशन, जिसको कि नेशनल कमीशन कहते हैं। इट डील्स विद केसेस अबव ₹10 करोड़, 10 करोड़ से ऊपर वाला केस नेशनल कमीशन को दिया जाता है एंड अपील्स फ्रॉम द स्टेट कमीशन। प्रोसीजर टू फाइल अ कंप्लेंट, फाइल अ रिटन कंप्लेंट विद द रिक्वायर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट्स एट द अप्रोप्रिएट कंज्यूमर फोरम. The complaint is examined and the other party is called to give their statement. A hearing is conducted and the forum gives its verdict or decision. Compensation or replacement is awarded if the complaint is valid. अगर complaint valid है तो आपको compensation ज़रूर मिलेगा, मतलब क्षतिपूर्ति, अगर कोई लॉस हुआ है तो आपको उसको भर दिया जाएगा। What is meant by consumer protection? It is the protection of buyers against unfair trade practices and defective goods. Name any 2 consumer rights under the Consumer Protection Act: right to safety and right to seek redressal. What is consumer exploitation? Cheating consumers by selling defective products or giving false information. What are the 3 levels of consumer courts in India? 3 levels of consumer courts. Number 1, district forum. Second, state forum, and the third one is national commission. Why was the Consumer Protection Act passed? To protect consumers' interest and provide a legal way to solve their problems. What is the procedure for filing a complaint? First, you have to write a complaint, then submit the complaint to the consumer court with documents, attend the hearings in the court, and then finally you will receive the judgment. What is consumer protection? It means protecting consumers or buyers from unfair practices by sellers. Sellers sometimes cheat their consumers by selling fake, poor quality, unsafe goods. Consumer protection ensures consumers are safe and they are treated fairly. Why do consumers need protection? Sometimes sellers charge extra money unfairly. Goods may have harmful ingredients or defects. Consumers don't always know their rights and they get exploited. Consumer awareness helps people fight back against cheating. Consumer exploitation examples: charging more than the price tag, selling goods with less quantity or mixed impurities, false advertisements about the product features, refusing to replace or repair the goods that are faulty or defective. Consumer rights, important for board exam. Number 1, right to safety. Products should not be dangerous or harmful. Number 2, right to information. Consumers must get all details about the product, that is about the ingredients, expiry date, price. Right to choose. Consumers should have the option to pick from. Number 4, right to be heard. Complaints should be listened to and must be addressed. Number 5, right to redressal. Compensation for the loss or the replacement of the goods must be done if the goods or services are not of good quality or are defective. Right to consumer education. Consumers should know their rights and how to protect themselves. Consumer responsibilities. Use products properly, follow the instructions on product code, make informed buying decisions, report unfair practices. Consumer Protection Act 2019. It provides legal protection to the consumers in India. creates consumer courts at the district level, at the state level, and at the national level to solve consumer complaints. It ensures fast and fair competition for consumer grievances. How to file a consumer complaint? Write a complaint stating your problem. Submit it to your local consumer forum with proof. That is, if you have a bill, then bill will be the proof. If you have a warranty, then warranty will be the proof. The retailer or the manufacturer will be given a chance to reply to your complaints. A hearing is done, and after the hearing, judgment is given. Two things are done: compensation for loss is given, or the goods are replaced if found to be faulty or defective or not of good quality. But this will be done only if the complaint is valid. What is consumer protection? So, protection of consumers against cheating and unfair trade practices. Name any 3 consumer rights under the Consumer Protection Act. Right to safety, right to information, right to redressal. 2 ways consumers get exploitation: overcharging by the shopkeeper and selling of the defective goods. What is the role of consumer courts? To hear the complaints from consumers and to provide speedy justice to consumers. How can a consumer file a complaint against a faulty product? By submitting a written complaint with proof to the consumer forum. Advertising and sales promotion, Chapter 3. What is advertising? Advertising is a way of telling people about a product or service through the use of different media like TV, newspaper, posters, radio and the internet. The aim of advertising is to inform, attract and persuade customers to buy. Objectives of advertising: to create awareness about the product or service, to inform consumers about new products or changes, to build a brand image and increase sales, to encourage customers to try the product. What are the importance of advertising? It helps customers know about useful products. It encourages competition among sellers, leading to better quality. It creates employment opportunities in the advertising industry. It helps sell product faster and increase the profits for businesses. What are the merits or advantages of advertising? Wider reach to many consumers, helps in launching new products, educates the buyers on product features and builds the loyalty of the customer. What are the demerits or disadvantages of advertising? It can be very expensive for the companies doing an advertisement. Sometimes it exaggerates product benefits, means it makes false claim about the product. It sometimes encourages unhealthy consumption habits, and it can also mislead the customers. Advertising agency. What is an advertising agency? An advertising agency is a company that creates, plans and then manages advertisements for other companies. It helps in promoting the products effectively. The functions include designing ads, selecting which media to choose and then researching in the market. Social media advertising. Advertisement meant to promote social causes like health, environment and education. Examples: campaigns against smoking, promoting cleanliness, etc. Sales promotion. Sales promotion, these are short term activities, very important. Remember, sales promotion एक short term activity है. To boost sales, sales को बढ़ाने के लिए, sales का volume बढ़ाने के लिए. Sales promotion is a short term activity to boost or to increase the volume of sales using techniques like discount, coupons, free samples, contest. And sale promotion is mainly aimed at encouraging customers to buy goods immediately or quickly. Techniques of sales promotion. So there are 5 ways mentioned in the book. Techniques of sales promotion: using coupons and vouchers, premium offers or you can say free gifts, rebates and discounts, buy one get one free, contest and sweepstakes. Difference between advertising and sales promotion. Advertising is a long-term strategy. Sales promotion is a short-term strategy. Advertising builds the brand image. Sales promotion boosts or increase the number of sales. or the volume of sales. Advertising is expensive and planned campaign. Sales promotion is less expensive and is done quickly. Advertising reaches a large mass of people, large audience, but sales promotion is targets only specific or particular customers. Define advertising. Advertising is promoting a product or service to inform and attract customers. Objectives of advertising: to create awareness, inform customers, build a brand, increase sales. Two merits of advertising: wide reach and help launch new product. Difference between advertising and sales promotion: advertising is long term, it is done to build brand. Sales promotion is short term, to boost your sales. Mention 3 sales promotion techniques. Number 1, coupons. Number 2, free samples. Number 3, contests. Advertising and sales promotion detailed explanation. Advertising is a mass communication method used by business to inform, persuade customers about their product and service. Advertising uses media like newspaper, TV, internet, billboards, posters, social media, reaching a larger audience at once. Advertising helps create demand and then build a favorable image for the product. Objectives of advertising: making the customer aware of a product, inform about the new brand or changes in the existing products, increasing sales by influencing customer choices, creating brand loyalty and repeat purchases. Importance and merits of advertising: it reaches a wider audience quickly, educates customers about the features and benefits, it helps launch new products successfully, creates employment in advertisement and related sectors, supports competitive markets by informing customers. Disadvantages of advertising: can be very costly for business. Sometimes it exaggerates product benefits, making false claims. It may promote unnecessary and unhealthy consumption. Some ads cause distractions or unwanted interruptions. An advertising agency. An advertising agency is a company that designs, plans, manages advertisements for other businesses. The research markets, create ad content, decide on media placement, manage campaigns to maximize effectiveness. Social advertising media. Social advertising uses social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, for promoting products and services. It includes paid ads, sponsored posts, influencer marketing that target specific groups efficiently. What is sales promotion? Sales promotion refers to the short-term incentive used by business to encourage immediate purchase or sale of the product. It directly encourages customer buying and dealer support. Sales promotion techniques: number 1, coupon, offering discount to customers. Number 2, free samples, giving free product samples to attract buyers. Premium offers, free gifts given on purchase. Contest and sweepstakes, competitions to engage customers and to boost sales. Rebate and discount, price reductions offered for a limited time. Buy one, get one free, encouraging higher purchase quantities. एक खरीदो और एक फ्री ले जाओ. इस तरह से वो अपनी क्वांटिटी को ज़्यादा करके सेल करते हैं. Encourages higher purchase quantities. Difference between advertisement and sales promotion: advertisement is a long-term communication strategy. Sales promotion is a short-term sales boost activity. Advertising builds brand loyalty. Sales promotion increases immediate and quick sales. Advertising involves planned campaigns. Sales promotion often uses quick and time-limited offers. Advertising is expensive and it has a broader reach of customers. Sales promotion is less expensive and it is targeted at specific buyers. What is advertisement? It is telling customers about products through media to increase sales. Two objectives of advertising: creating awareness and increasing sales. What are coupons in sales promotion? Coupons are discount offers to encourage purchases. Write two merits, advantages of advertising: wider reach and it helps launch new product. How does sales promotion help business? It creates immediate demand and encourages more purchases. तो सेल्स प्रमोशन से बिजनेस कैसे बढ़ती है? क्योंकि ये इमीडिएट डिमांड क्रिएट करती है, तुरंत डिमांड क्रिएट करती है और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रोडक्ट खरीदने के लिए इनकरेज करती है। व्हाट इज़ एन एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी? अ कंपनी दैट क्रिएट्स एंड मैनेजेस एडवर्टीजमेंट्स फॉर अदर बिजनेसेस इज़ एन एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसी। Okay. Chapter 2, Marketing and Sales. What is marketing? Marketing is the process of understanding what customers want and making sure that goods and services meet those needs. It is the process of understanding the wants of the customers and making sure that the goods and services that you provide meet the needs of the customers. It starts before the production and will continue until the goods reach the consumer. Marketing involves research, planning, advertising and selling. What is sales? Sales refers to the actual process of selling goods or services to customers. It is the final step after production and marketing efforts. Difference between marketing and sales. Marketing starts before production, sales happen after production. Marketing focuses on consumer satisfaction, sales focuses on selling the products. Marketing involves planning and strategy, sales involves direct interaction with customers. Main objectives of marketing: to satisfy consumer needs and wants, to create demand for goods and services, to maximize profits for the business, to grow the business by expanding the customer base. Functions of marketing, very important. Functions of marketing, number one function, market research. First you have to study the demand of the customer. Second, advertising, informing customers about the new products in the market. Third, distribution, delivering goods to the customers. Number 4, sales, complete the transaction with customers. Importance of marketing: it helps producers understand customer preferences. It provides competitive advantage by providing the right product, supports economic growth by increasing sales, builds brand loyalty and customer satisfaction. Features of selling: it focuses on persuading customers to buy. It involves direct contact with the customers. It helps clear finished goods from the warehouse. It is a part of the marketing process. Selling concept versus marketing concept. Selling concept focuses on pushing the product to the customers. Marketing concept focuses on finding the customer needs and then making the products according to the customer needs. Marketing concept is customer oriented. Selling concept is product oriented. Important terms: market. What is a market? A group of buyers and sellers exchanging goods and services is called market. Marketing research. What is market research? Collecting and analyzing information about the preferences of customer. Okay. Collecting and analyzing information about customer preferences. This is called marketing research or market research. What is marketing? Marketing is understanding and satisfying customer needs through goods and services. How is marketing different from sales? Marketing starts before production and focuses on consumer needs, while sales happen after production and focuses on selling the products. What are the objectives of marketing? To satisfy customers, create demand, maximize profit, and to help in the growth of business. What is market research? Market research is studying customer preferences and choices so that you can make better products. What is the difference between selling concept and marketing concept? A selling concept pushes the products and marketing concept focuses on satisfying the needs of customer. What is marketing? Marketing means understanding what customers need or want and making sure products or services are available to satisfy those needs. It includes creating goods, advertising goods, and delivering the goods to the consumers. What is sales? Sales means the actual process of selling goods or services to customers. It comes after production and marketing efforts are done. Difference between marketing and sales. Marketing happens before goods are made and aims to satisfy customers. Sales happens after the production and it aims to sell the products. Marketing focuses on customer needs and sales focuses on completing the transactions. Objectives of marketing: to satisfy the needs and wants of customers, to create demand for products, To maximize profits by selling more, grow business by attracting customers. Function of marketing: market research to learn the customer preferences, advertising to inform customers, distribution to deliver products, actual sales to transfer ownership to consumers. Importance of marketing: it helps makes product that consumer wants, it supports the business growth and profit, it helps business in competition by meeting the customer needs, it helps builds long term relationship with the customers. Features of selling: focuses on completing deals and transactions, uses direct contact or persuasion to convince customers, help the business sell products already made. Marketing is the process of satisfying the customer needs through products or services. Marketing is about understanding and meeting customer needs before making goods, and while sales are about selling goods after making them. Objectives of marketing: to satisfy consumer needs, create demand, maximize profit, to grow your business. Market research is collecting information about the needs of the customers. Selling concept focuses on selling whatever is made. Marketing focuses on what the customers want. Capital and revenue expenditure. Okay, capital and revenue expenditure. What is capital expenditure? Capital expenditure is the amount of money that you spend to buy or improve your fixed assets like land, building, machinery और vehicles. जो भी पैसा आप लगाते हैं किसी फिक्स्ड एसेट्स को परचेज करने में या फिर उसको इम्प्रूव या रिपेयर करने में, तो वो होता है आपका कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर, लाइक परचेजिंग लैंड, बिल्डिंग, मशीनरी और व्हीकल्स. दिस एक्सपेंसेस आर फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म बेनिफिट्स. ये जो एक्सपेंडिचर आप करते हैं इससे आपको मिलता है लॉन्ग टर्म बेनिफिट, एंड इट यूजुअली इंक्रीजेस द एसेट्स वैल्यू और लाइफ, और ये आपके एसेट के वैल्यू को बढ़ाता है. कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर क्या करता है? आपके एसेट के वैल्यू को बढ़ाता है या फिर एसेट की लाइफ को बढ़ाता है. जो भी आप एसेट खरीदते हैं उसकी लाइफ को बढ़ाता है, और कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर का बेनिफिट आपको 1 साल से ज़्यादा मिलता है, लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए मिलता है. एग्जाम्पल्स क्या है? बाइंग अ बिल्डिंग और मशीनरी कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर है. रिपेयरिंग और ओवरहॉलिंग अ सेकेंड हैंड डिलीवरी वैन, ये कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर है. प्रिलिमिनरी एक्सपेंसेस लाइक कंपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन फीस, ऑल दिस आर कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर. रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर. व्हाट इज रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर? रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर इज द मनी स्पेंट ऑन डे टू डे बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस और मेंटेनेंस. प्रतिदिन का जो बिजनेस का खर्चा जो आप मेंटेन करने के लिए, अपने बिजनेस को सर्वाइव करने के लिए जो डे टू डे खर्चे करते हैं, छोटे मोटे खर्चे जैसे ट्रैवलिंग के खर्चे, रेंट का खर्चा, बिजली का खर्चा, पानी का खर्चा, ओके, स्टेशनरी का खर्चा. सो ये जो डे टू डे बिजनेस रन करने के लिए, बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस के लिए जो पैसे आप खर्च करते हैं, द मनी स्पेंट ऑन डे टू डे बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस और मेंटेनेंस, दिस इज कॉल्ड रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर. दिस एक्सपेंसेस आर शॉर्ट टर्म. ओके, जैसे हमने बताया था कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर लॉन्ग टर्म एक्सपेंडिचर होता है, तो रेवेन्यू आपका शॉर्ट टर्म है, एंड इट डू नॉट इंक्रीज द वैल्यू ऑफ द एसेट. जैसे कि कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर आपके एसेट के लाइफ को बढ़ाता है और एसेट के वैल्यू को बढ़ाता है, लेकिन रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर जो है ये शॉर्ट टर्म नेचर का है, डे टू डे खर्चा है, ये आपके एसेट के वैल्यू को नहीं बढ़ाता. एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर: वेजेस गिवन टू वर्कर्स, एडवर्टाइजिंग एक्सपेंसेस, रिपेयर्स एंड मेंटेनेंस, रेंट एंड इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल्स. तो ये सब एग्जाम्पल्स हैं रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर के. कैपिटल रिसीट वर्सेस रेवेन्यू रिसीट. कैपिटल रिसीट्स आर इनफ्लोज रिलेटेड टू कैपिटल. कैपिटल रिसीट्स क्या है? इनफ्लोज. ओके, इनफ्लोज जो कि आपके पास आ रहा है, वो रिसीट्स जो आपके पास आ रहा है. कैपिटल रिसीट्स आर इनफ्लोज रिलेटेड टू कैपिटल लाइक लोन्स और सेल ऑफ एसेट्स. ओके, व्हेन यू टेक अ लोन और व्हेन यू सेल योर एसेट, तो जो पैसा मिलता है आपको लोन लेने पर, किसी एसेट को बेचने पर, तो वो होता है आपका कैपिटल रिसीट. कैपिटल रिसीट डू नॉट अफेक्ट प्रॉफिट और लॉस अकाउंट. कैपिटल रिसीट से आपके प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट पर कोई प्रभाव नहीं पड़ता. रेवेन्यू रिसीट. रेवेन्यू रिसीट आर इनफ्लोज फ्रॉम नॉर्मल बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस. जो डे टू डे नॉर्मल बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस आप करते हैं, उससे जो आपको कोई भी आमदनी होती है, रिसीट होती है, दिस इज कॉल्ड रेवेन्यू रिसीट. these are inflows from normal business operations like sales revenue, interest received, commission received. Okay. Capital profit and revenue profit. कैपिटल प्रॉफिट, दैट इज प्रॉफिट अर्न फ्रॉम नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज़, जो डे टू डे नॉर्मल एक्टिविटीज़ हैं उसके अलावा अगर किसी दूसरे एक्टिविटी से आप अर्निंग करते हैं, ओके, डे टू डे नॉर्मल बिजनेस एक्टिविटी को छोड़कर किसी दूसरे एक्टिविटी से भी अगर आपकी अर्निंग होती है तो उसे हम कहेंगे कैपिटल प्रॉफिट। प्रॉफिट अर्न फ्रॉम नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज़ लाइक सेलिंग अ फिक्स्ड एसेट, किसी फिक्स्ड एसेट को आपने बेच दिया तो ये एक नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी है और इससे जो प्रॉफिट होगी उसे हम कहेंगे कैपिटल प्रॉफिट। ओके, सेलिंग अ फिक्स्ड एसेट एट अ हायर प्राइस, किसी फिक्स्ड एसेट को आपने बेच दिया और जो प्रॉफिट हुआ तो वो कौन सा प्रॉफिट है, कैपिटल प्रॉफिट है। रेवेन्यू प्रॉफिट, प्रॉफिट ऑन फ्रॉम द रेगुलर बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस, डे टू डे बिजनेस रेगुलर बिजनेस एक्टिविटी से जो आपको प्रॉफिट होता है उसको हम किस कैटेगरी में रखते हैं, रेवेन्यू प्रॉफिट। ओके, ये होता है आपका रेवेन्यू प्रॉफिट, प्रॉफिट ऑन फ्रॉम रेगुलर बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस। इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ डिफरेंशिएटिंग कैपिटल एंड रेवेन्यू आइटम्स, हम कैपिटल और रेवेन्यू आइटम्स को अलग अलग क्यों करते हैं, टू प्रिपेयर अकाउंट्स एक्यूरेट फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, ओके, ताकि हमारा जो फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट है वो बिल्कुल एक्यूरेट हो। टू कैलकुलेट ट्रू प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट, आपने जो प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस कैलकुलेट किया है वो सही हो, क्योंकि कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए होता है, एसेट खरीदने के लिए होता है, और रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर डे टू डे बिजनेस को चलाने के लिए होता है, ओके, बिजनेस को रन करने के लिए। तो इसलिए हमें एक्सपेंडिचर तो दोनों ही एक्सपेंडिचर हैं, लेकिन हमें उनके नेचर को समझना होगा ताकि हमारा प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट सही निकले, एक्यूरेट निकले। टू नो द रियल फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन ऑफ द बिजनेस, ओके, तो अगर आप कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर को सही से समझ पाएंगे, उनका डिफरेंस और उनका नेचर, तो इससे आपको रियल फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन ऑफ द बिजनेस की क्या फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन है वो समझने में मदद मिलेगी। एग्जाम्पल्स, रिपेयरिंग अ मशीन इज़ अ रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर, ओके, किसी मशीन, पुरानी मशीन को आप रिपेयर करते हैं तो वो आपका रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर होता है। एंड बाइंग अ न्यू मशीन, अगर आप कोई नई मशीनरी खरीदते हैं, मशीनरी आपका फिक्स्ड एसेट है जो लंबे समय तक चलेगा, जिसकी लाइफ मोर देन 1 ईयर होगी, तो जब आप नई मशीनरी खरीदते हैं तो वो होता है आपका कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर, क्योंकि हमने पढ़ा है कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर वो खर्चा है जो हम फिक्स्ड एसेट्स परचेस करने में करते हैं। सेल ऑफ ओल्ड एसेट्स, अगर आप पुराने एसेट्स को बेच देते हैं तो दैट इज़ योर कैपिटल रिसीट, ओके, क्योंकि ये दिस इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी ऑफ द बिजनेस। एसेट बेचना आपका काम नहीं है, लेकिन अगर एसेट खराब हो गया किसी वजह से तो आपने बेच दिया, तो ये नॉर्मल बिजनेस ऑपरेशन के अंदर नहीं आता, इट इज़ अ नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी, और इस वजह से जो रिसीट होती है एसेट बेचने से उसे हम कैपिटल रिसीट कहते हैं। तो सेल ऑफ ओल्ड एसेट से क्या होती है, कैपिटल रिसीट। इंटरेस्ट रिसीप्ट इज़ अ रेवेन्यू रिसीप्ट, अगर नॉर्मल बिजनेस एक्टिविटी से किसी तरह का आपको इंटरेस्ट मिलता है, जैसे लोन आपने किसी को दिया और उस पर इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है, तो दैट इज़ यू कैन से रेवेन्यू रिसीट। डिफाइन कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर विथ एग्जाम्पल्स। कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर इज द मनी स्पेंट ऑन एक्वायरिंग और इम्प्रूविंग फिक्स्ड एसेट्स। एग्जाम्पल, बाइंग मशीनरी एंड बिल्डिंग। What is revenue expenditure with examples? Money spent on day-to-day expenses like wages and advertising. Examples, repairing machines, paying rent. Distinguish between capital receipt and revenue receipt. Capital receipt is the money receipt related to capital, that is loan. Revenue receipt is the money received from business operations, that is sales. What is capital profit? जो भी प्रॉफिट आप बनाते हैं फ्रॉम नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज़ ऑफ द बिजनेस, नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज से जो प्रॉफिट बनता है लाइक सेलिंग द फिक्स्ड एसेट, यह है आपका कैपिटल प्रॉफिट। वाई इज़ इट इम्पॉर्टेंट टू डिस्टिंग्विश कैपिटल एंड रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर? हम कैपिटल और रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर को डिस्टिंग्विश करते हैं, अलग अलग करते हैं, क्यों? सो दैट टू प्रिपेयर एक्यूरेट फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्ट एंड कैलकुलेट द ट्रू एंड करेक्ट प्रॉफिट, ओके। तो हमारा जो फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्ट है वो करेक्ट रहे और प्रॉफिट जो आए वो बिल्कुल करेक्ट आए। कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर को थोड़ा डिटेल में पढ़ते हैं। कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर इज द मनी स्पेंड टू बाई और इम्प्रूव फिक्स्ड एसेट्स लाइक बिल्डिंग्स, मशीनरी, व्हीकल्स और लैंड। कैपिटल इट इज़ अ लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट इन एसेट्स एंड दैट विल हेल्प द बिजनेस फॉर मेनी मेनी ईयर्स। एग्जाम्पल्स, बाइंग मशीनरी, कंस्ट्रक्टिंग अ फैक्ट्री, ओवरहॉलिंग अ व्हीकल। ओवरहॉलिंग मतलब होता है रिपेयरिंग अ व्हीकल। Revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure is the money spent on the day-to-day running of the business, such as paying salaries, paying rent, repairs, and electricity bills. इट इज़ अ शॉर्ट टर्म एक्सपेंस, ये शॉर्ट टर्म का एक्सपेंस है दैट मेंटेन्स द बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस. एग्जाम्पल्स वेजेस पेड टू द वर्कर्स, एडवर्टीजमेंट एक्सपेंसेस, यूटिलिटी बिल्स. Capital receipt and revenue receipts. Capital receipts are the inflows of money related to capital, such as loans, sale of old fixed assets, capital introduced by owners, and they are non-recurring in nature. They are non-recurring मतलब capital expenditure जो होते हैं वो एक ही बार होते हैं, बार बार नहीं होते. Revenue receipts are inflows from the usual business operations like sales revenue, interest receipt, commission. Okay, तो ये normal business यूजुअल बिजनेस ऑपरेशन से होने वाले जो भी रिसीट हैं वो सब आपके रेवेन्यू नेचर के होंगे, रेवेन्यू रिसीट होंगे. ओके, दे आर इनफ्लोज फ्रॉम यूजुअल बिजनेस ऑपरेशंस लाइक सेल्स रेवेन्यू, इंटरेस्ट रिसीट. क्या बात यार, तुमने सब पे बिगाड़ दी. Capital profit and revenue profit. Capital profit comes from the sale of fixed assets or other operating non-operating activities. Revenue profit is earned from the normal business operations. Summary एक बार इसका देख लेते हैं. Capital expenditure helps buy or improve assets. Revenue expenditure maintains regular business activities. Receipts can be of capital or revenue. It is based on their nature and recurrence. Correct classification of this thing is crucial or important for proper financial statements and calculation of exact or true profit. What is capital expenditure? Spending on buying, improving fixed assets. Example, buying machinery. What is revenue expenditure? Day-to-day expenses for running the business. Example, electricity bill. Capital receipts are non-recurring inflows like loans. Revenue receipts are recurring like sales revenues. What is capital profit? Profit from the sale of fixed assets. Why do we need to classify expenditure as capital or revenue? So that prepare correct financial reports and calculate the true profits. Capital profit and revenue profit. Capital profit is the profit earned from non-operating activities such as a fixed asset, selling a fixed asset at a gain. Revenue profit is the profit earned from the regular business activities. जो revenue profit होता है that is earned from the regular business activities. Okay, capital receipt and revenue receipt. Capital receipts are non-recurring. Okay, पहली तो है non-recurring inflows. It is related to capital structure such as loans taken, sale of fixed assets, or owner's capital introduced in the business. Revenue receipts are recurring inflows from normal business operations like revenue from sales, commission earned. अगर आपने कोई कमीशन बिजनेस से कमाया है तो वो रेवेन्यू रिसीट है. इंटरेस्ट अगर आपने बिजनेस में किसी को लोन देकर कमाया है तो वो रेवेन्यू रिसीट है. तो जो भी डे टू डे बिजनेस एक्टिविटीज़ करके कमाया गया है, ऑल दीज आर रेवेन्यू रिसीट्स. और जो नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी से कमाया गया है, जो कि बिजनेस नॉर्मल बिजनेस एक्टिविटी में नहीं आता, दैट इज़ योर कैपिटल रिसीट. कैपिटल प्रॉफिट, प्रॉफिट अर्न फ्रॉम नॉन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटीज़ लाइक द सेल ऑफ फिक्स्ड एसेट्स एट अ गेन. Revenue profit, profit earned from the operating the day-to-day business activities. What is the importance of classification? Accurate calculation of profit or loss, proper preparation of financial statements, helping the stakeholders understand the real asset value and the operating results. It is required for compliance with the accounting standards and principles. Is the cost of freight on goods sold capital or revenue expenditure? जो आप फ्रेट देते हैं, भाड़ा देते हैं, किसी गुड्स को बेचने पर जो भाड़ा लगाते हैं वो कैपिटल नेचर का होगा या रेवेन्यू नेचर का होगा? क्योंकि ये डे टू डे बिजनेस एक्टिविटी है, इसलिए इट इज़ अ रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर. कंपेंसेशन पेड टू रिट्रेंच्ड वर्कर्स और रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर. ओके. परचेस ऑफ अ सेकेंड हैंड मशीन एंड स्पेंडिंग ऑन इट्स ओवरहॉलिंग. तो ओवरहॉलिंग कॉस्ट इज कैपिटल इफ़ इट एक्सटेंड्स द मशीन्स लाइफ. ओके, तो ये कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर होगा अगर ये मशीन की लाइफ को बढ़ाता है. Overhaul expenses of the second-hand typewriter. It is of capital expenditure. Repairing to the old office furniture. Repairs of office furniture. रिपेयर का क्या होता है? रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर होता है. लीगल एक्सपेंसेस फॉर ट्रेडमार्क रजिस्ट्रेशन. इट इज़ अ कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर. लीगल एक्सपेंसेस, इसका बेनिफिट आपको लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए मिलेगा. जो भी लॉ केसेस आपके अगेंस्ट होते हैं और लीगल केसेस में जो आप खर्चा करते हैं, जैसे रजिस्ट्रेशन कराना है ट्रेडमार्क आपका फिक्स्ड एसेट है, ठीक है, तो इस वजह से क्या होता है, ये एक कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर होगा. What are final accounts? Final accounts are financial statements which is prepared at the end of the accounting period to show the profit and financial position of the business. In sole proprietorship, these may include trading account, profit and loss account. Trading account से आपको ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट और लॉस मिलता है. प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट से आपको बिजनेस का नेट प्रॉफिट या लॉस मिलता है. ओके, ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट में हम डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस, सारे डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस को कंसीडर करते हैं. प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में हम सारे इनडायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस को कंसीडर करते हैं. और फाइनली बनता है बैलेंस शीट. बैलेंस शीट इज प्रिपेयर्ड टू प्रेजेंट द फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन ऑफ द बिजनेस. इट शोज द एसेट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज एंड कैपिटल ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर डेट. Trading account records all the direct income and direct expenses which is related to buying and selling of goods. It includes the opening stock, purchase and closing stock. Gross profit कैसे निकलता है? Sales minus cost of goods sold. Profit and loss account includes all indirect expenses like salaries, rent, electricity, advertising, incomes like commission received or interest. Shows the net profit or loss transferred to the capital account. A balance sheet is a picture of financial position listing assets like cash, stock, furniture and liabilities like creditors, loans at the end date. Capital is shown after adjusting net profit and loss and drawings. Capital हम दिखाते हैं, अगर प्रॉफिट होता है तो कैपिटल में ऐड करते हैं, तो लॉस होता है तो कैपिटल से डिडक्ट करते हैं, और ड्राइंग्स अगर बिजनेस से की जाती हैं तो उसको भी हम कैपिटल से डिडक्ट करते हैं. Important points in financial accounts, final accounts preparation, adjusting entries, closing stock, outstanding expenses, prepaid expenses, ये सब आपके asset side में दिखाए जाएंगे. Provision for bad debts, amount is set aside for doubtful debtors. Depreciation क्या है? Fall in the value of fixed assets, deducted on fixed assets to show the true value. Drawings क्या है? The amount which is withdrawn by the owner from the business. जो पैसे बिजनेस से विड्रॉ कर लिए जाते हैं उसे हम ड्राइंग्स कहते हैं. और ड्राइंग्स क्या करता है? आपके कैपिटल को, बिजनेस के कैपिटल को कम कर देता है. प्रिपेयर ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट टू गेट ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट, प्रिपेयर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट टू गेट नेट प्रॉफिट, एंड प्रिपेयर बैलेंस शीट दैट शोज द फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन ऑफ द बिजनेस. What is the purpose of final account? To determine the profit and loss, to know the financial position of the business. What are the components of final account? Trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet. How is gross profit calculated? Sales minus cost of goods sold. यानी कि ओपनिंग स्टॉक प्लस परचेज माइनस क्लोजिंग स्टॉक करेंगे तो आपका ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट निकलता है. ओपनिंग स्टॉक में परचेज जोड़ते हैं, फिर क्लोजिंग स्टॉक को डिडक्ट करते हैं. What is the importance of balance sheet? Balance sheet shows the business assets, liabilities, the capital of the owner at a point in time. What adjustments are needed before preparing final account? Closing stock valuation, outstanding prepaid expenses, depreciation, provision for bad debts. फंडामेंटल कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कॉस्ट, डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन. कॉस्ट के बारे में अब हम समझेंगे. फंडामेंटल कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कॉस्ट. व्हाट इज़ कॉस्ट? कॉस्ट क्या है? ओके, पहला प्रश्न है व्हाट इज़ कॉस्ट. तो फंडामेंटल कॉस्ट कंसेप्ट में पहला क्वेश्चन है व्हाट इज़ कॉस्ट. Cost is the amount of expenditure incurred to produce or acquire goods or services. So it is the amount of expenditure which is incurred to produce or acquire goods or services. It includes expenses to bring a product to its present condition and location. तो एक प्रोडक्ट को उसके प्रेजेंट लोकेशन में और उसके प्रेजेंट कंडीशन में लाने के लिए जितने भी खर्चे किए जाते हैं, दैट इज़ योर कॉस्ट. व्हाट आर द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ कॉस्ट? एलिमेंट्स ऑफ कॉस्ट में पहले आता है डायरेक्ट मटेरियल. डायरेक्ट मटेरियल में आता है रॉ मटेरियल दैट बिकम्स पार्ट ऑफ द फिनिश्ड प्रोडक्ट. एग्जांपल वुड फॉर फर्नीचर, फैब्रिक फॉर क्लॉथ. सेकंड कंपोनेंट इज डायरेक्ट लेबर, वेजेस पेड टू वर्कर्स directly involved in production. Example कारपेंटर्स वेजेस, टेलर्स वेजेस. Direct expenses, other expenses directly attributable to the production excluding material and labor. Example, cost of hiring machines for a particular job. Classification of cost. On the basis of nature हमारे पास है direct cost and indirect cost. On the basis of behavior आपके पास है fixed cost. Fixed cost constant रहता है रिगार्डलेस ऑफ आउटपुट, मतलब आपके बिजनेस का आउटपुट, प्रोडक्शन कितना भी हो, आउटपुट कितना भी हो, फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट जो आपका है वो कांस्टेंट रहेगा. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट आउटपुट के हिसाब से वेरी करता है. ओके, इट वेरीज विद आउटपुट. सेमी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट मतलब जो पार्टली फिक्स्ड होता है और पार्टली वेरी करता है विद प्रोडक्शन. सेमी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कंट्रोल आपका कॉस्ट क्या क्या है? कंट्रोलेबल कॉस्ट वो कॉस्ट दैट कैन बी कंट्रोल्ड बाय द मैनेजमेंट. अनकंट्रोलेबल कॉस्ट वो कॉस्ट that cannot be controlled immediately. Other types of cost are sunk cost, opportunity cost, shutdown cost, research and development cost. Fixed cost. Fixed cost में क्या आता है? Rent, salaries which do not change with production levels. आपके प्रोडक्शन चाहे बढ़े या घटे, ओके, आपका लेवल ऑफ आउटपुट कितना भी हो, कितना भी आप प्रोडक्शन करें या कम करें, ज़्यादा करें, आपका जो रेंट है, जो सैलरी है जो आप पे करते हैं वो हमेशा फिक्स्ड रहता है. सो इट इज़ अ फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट. वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, रॉ मटेरियल कॉस्ट विच चेंजेस विद आउटपुट. तो आपका अगर आउटपुट बढ़ता है तो आपको ज़्यादा मटेरियल चाहिए, आउटपुट कम होता है तो कम मटेरियल चाहिए. सो जो आउटपुट के रेफरेंस में बढ़ता और घटता है वो होता है आपका वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. ओके, तो जो आउटपुट के रेस्पेक्ट में मटेरियल बढ़ता है या घटता है दैट इज़ वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. रॉ मटेरियल कॉस्ट विच चेंजेस विद आउटपुट. सेमी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल पार्टली फिक्स्ड एंड पार्टली वेरिएबल. सेमी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट में आता है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल जो कि पार्टली फिक्स्ड रहता है और पार्टली आपके यूज़ के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. तो पार्टली फिक्स्ड एंड पार्टली वेरिएबल कॉस्ट, सेमी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट. एग्जांपल हो जाएगा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल. अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट, द कॉस्ट ऑफ नेक्स्ट बेस्ट ऑल्टरनेटिव फॉर गॉन. ओके, अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट क्या है? द कॉस्ट ऑफ नेक्स्ट बेस्ट ऑल्टरनेटिव फॉर गन. अगर आपके पास 2-3 ऑल्टरनेटिव्स हैं, अगर आपने उसमें से किसी एक ऑल्टरनेटिव को चूज़ किया तो उसके बाद अगर कोई उसके पास वाला ऑल्टरनेटिव आप छोड़ देते हैं, मिस कर देते हैं, तो वो आपका अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट बन जाता है. एग्जांपल अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट का है, मान लीजिए आपको आज एग्ज़ाम में जाना है और आज आपका फुटबॉल का मैच है. ओके, तो अगर आप एग्ज़ाम को चुनते हैं तो जो फुटबॉल का मैच आपका मिस हो गया है. ओके, सो दैट विल बिकम द अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट. संक कॉस्ट. संक कॉस्ट क्या होता है? द कॉस्ट विच आर ऑलरेडी इनकर्ड, वो कॉस्ट जो ऑलरेडी लग चुका है, एंड अनरिकवरेबल, और जिस कॉस्ट को आप रिकवर नहीं कर सकते. संक कॉस्ट आर द कॉस्ट दैट हैज़ ऑलरेडी बीन इनकर्ड एंड दैट कैन नॉट बी रिकवर्ड. इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ कॉस्टिंग. कॉस्टिंग की इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है? इट हेल्प्स इन फिक्सिंग द सेलिंग प्राइसेस, इट helps in budgeting and controlling expenses, helps in decision making regarding production and sales. Okay. What is cost? Cost refers to the monetary value of resources consumed, sacrificed to produce goods or services, including all expenses involved in the production such as material, labor, overheads. Fundamental aspect of cost. Resource consumption. Cost arises when raw materials, labor, machinery, electricity, any resource is used for production. Sacrifices. Business give up alternative opportunities or payments in acquiring resources which form the part of cost. Measurement. Costs are expressed in monetary terms and they are recorded in the accounting records. Relevance. Only cost relevant to a specific decision should be considered in management. वो cost जो कि डिसीजन मेकिंग में रेलेवेंट है, लगता है, उसी को हम कंसिडर करते हैं. ओके, व्हेन मेकिंग मैनेजमेंट ऑफ कॉस्ट. हिस्टोरिकल कॉस्ट एंड फ्यूचर कॉस्ट. हिस्टोरिकल कॉस्ट आर द रिकॉर्डेड एक्सपेंसेस फ्रॉम द पास्ट and the future costs are estimated expenses estimated for planning. Cost control. Cost control means monitoring and reducing cost. It is vital to increase profitability. तो कॉस्ट कंट्रोल क्या होता है? कॉस्ट को मॉनिटर करना और अननेसेसरी कॉस्ट को रिड्यूस करना ताकि आप अपनी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी को बढ़ा सकें. एलिमेंट्स ऑफ कॉस्ट. डायरेक्ट मटेरियल जैसे रॉ मटेरियल यूज्ड इन प्रोडक्शन, डायरेक्ट लेबर दैट इज वेजेस पेड टू वर्कर्स, ओके, involved in manufacturing, direct expenses, other direct cost in like hiring machinery or special tools. Okay, direct cost can be easily traced to द प्रोडक्ट और ऑपरेशन। डायरेक्ट कॉस्ट वो होता है जो सीधे सीधे प्रोडक्ट पर लगता है या प्रोडक्शन में या ऑपरेशन में लगता है। इनडायरेक्ट कॉस्ट दे आर नॉट डायरेक्टली ट्रेसेबल टू अ प्रोडक्ट, वो सीधे सीधे प्रोडक्ट से जुड़ा नहीं है, बट नेसेसरी फॉर ऑपरेशन से, लेकिन बिजनेस रन करने के लिए लगता है। फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट दे रिमेन कॉन्स्टेंट रिगार्डलेस ऑफ प्रोडक्शन वॉल्यूम। ओके, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट दे वेरी डायरेक्टली विद द प्रोडक्शन वॉल्यूम। वेरिएबल कॉस्ट वेरी करता है, फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट वेरी नहीं करता, फिक्स्ड रहता है। फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट प्रोडक्शन के साथ नहीं बदलता, वेरिएबल कॉस्ट प्रोडक्शन के साथ बदलता है। जैसे जैसे प्रोडक्शन कम ज़्यादा होगा वेरिएबल कॉस्ट भी बदलेगा। सेमी वेरिएबल कॉस्ट जो होता है वो पार्टली फिक्स्ड और पार्टली वेरिएबल होता है। कंट्रोलेबल कॉस्ट वो कॉस्ट दीज आर कैन बी कंट्रोल्ड और इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय मैनेजमेंट डिसीजंस। कंट्रोलेबल कॉस्ट वो है जिसको कि हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं थ्रू मैनेजमेंट डिसीजंस। अनकंट्रोलेबल कॉस्ट कैन नॉट बी कंट्रोल्ड इन द शॉर्ट टर्म। प्रोडक्ट कॉस्ट डायरेक्ट कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग द प्रोडक्ट। पीरियड कॉस्ट रिलेटेड टू टाइम पीरियड नॉट प्रोडक्शन, लाइक ऑफिस रेंट। पीरियड कॉस्ट का एग्जाम्पल है ऑफिस रेंट या फिर डिप्रिसिएशन। द कॉस्ट रिलेटेड टू टाइम पीरियड बट नॉट टू प्रोडक्शन, तो इसको पीरियड कॉस्ट कहते हैं। अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट द वैल्यू ऑफ द नेक्स्ट बेस्ट ऑल्टरनेटिव फॉर when a decision is made. The value of the next best alternative for when decision is made. It is important for decision making. Sunk cost, past costs that cannot be recovered and should not affect the current decisions. Past के लगे हुए cost that cannot be recovered and should not affect the current decision making. We call it a sunk cost. Marginal cost, the cost of producing one additional unit of output. एक additional item बनाने में, एक additional output बनाने में जो cost of production लगता है, okay, the cost of producing one additional unit of output is marginal cost. Avoidable cost and unavoidable cost, cost that can be eliminated must be incurred regardless of production decisions. Importance of understanding cost. Cost को हम क्यों पढ़ते हैं? It helps in effective pricing and profitability. It helps in budgeting and financial control. It supports the decisions on production levels, outsourcing and investment. It enhances cost reduction and efficiency. Cost is the monetary value of resources used, direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. Difference between fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost remains constant, variable cost varies with output, that is raw material. Value of next best alternative for gun is called opportunity cost. Using a machine for product A means not using it for product B. What is sunk cost? Cost already incurred and that cannot be recovered. Cost which has already been incurred and which cannot be recovered. And it's such a cost should not be included in current decision making. What are direct and indirect costs? Direct costs are traceable to a product, raw material, and indirect costs support the process, that is electricity. Distinguish between direct cost and indirect cost. Direct cost that can be directly traced to a product or cost unit. Example, cost of wood in furniture, wages of carpenters. Indirect cost that cannot be directly traced to a product but they support the production process. Electricity, rent, depreciation, etc. A fixed cost is a cost that remains constant irrespective of the level of production, like rent for factory, building, salaries of permanent staff. A variable cost is a cost that varies directly with the volume of production. Example, cost of raw material, wages paid on piece rate basis. Semi-variable cost. Semi-variable cost has both fixed and variable components. It partly remains constant and partly changes with the production volume. Example, electricity bill where a fixed amount is charged plus an amount based on usage. What is opportunity cost? With example, opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative for gun when making a decision. Example, if a company uses land for a factory instead of selling the land, the price it could have obtained by selling the land is the opportunity cost for the company. Define sunk cost. Sunk cost is a cost already incurred and that cannot be recovered. Sunk cost is a cost already incurred and that cannot be recovered. It should not influence the future decision because it remains the same regardless of future's action. So we should not consider sunk cost in making future decision, because it remains the same irrespective of the future actions. Explain the importance of classifying costs. Classifying costs helps in proper cost control, accurate profit determination, budgeting, pricing decision, efficient management of resources. Fixed cost do not change with the level of production, example rent. Variable cost change with the level of production, example raw material cost. Semi-variable cost, that is partly fixed, partly variable, example electricity. Next topic is budgeting. What is budgeting? Explain its importance. Budgeting is the process of preparing a detailed financial plan. A process of preparing detailed financial plan for future period, showing the expected income and expected expenditure. It helps organization to plan their resources, control the costs and coordinate their activities. Budgeting is important because it helps in setting the financial targets and priorities of business. It helps in controlling the expenses and avoiding overspending. It helps in efficient resource allocation, helps in monitoring and evaluating business performance, also helps in forecasting the financial needs. Difference between budgeting and forecasting. Budgeting is a detailed financial plan for a period, and forecasting is the prediction based on past data. Budgeting is used as a formal plan and control tool. Forecasting is used for estimating future trends. Budgeting covers income and expenses. Forecasting focuses more on sales or revenue. Budgeting helps in resource allocation. Forecasting helps in decision making. Explain the types of budgets with examples. Sales budget, estimated expected sales for a period. Production budget shows how many units to be produced based on sales. Purchase budget makes a prediction on materials to be purchased based on production. Cash budget, it predicts the cash receipt and payments. Master budget, it is a comprehensive foolproof plan combining all the budgets. What are the advantages of budgeting? It helps in the financial planning and control. It motivates employees by setting targets. It ensures efficient use of resources. It identifies the weaknesses and areas needing improvement. It also helps in risk management. What limitations can budgeting have? Budgets are based on estimates and assumptions. They may be inaccurate. Budgets can lead to inflexibility if too rigidly followed. Sometimes it can be time consuming and costly to prepare budgets. Sometimes it may discourage creativity if it is too strict. Describe the process of preparing a budget. The process of preparing a budget. Steps. Set the objectives and goals. Collect the relevant data on sales and expenses. Estimate sales and production needs of the business. Prepare individual budget, that is sales budget, production budget, purchase budget and cash budget. Compile them into one single master budget. Monitor actual performance against budget and take the corrective actions needed. What is budgeting? Budgeting is the process of preparing detailed financial plans, estimating the expected income and expenditure for a future period, usually a year. It helps the business plan its activities, control over the cost, allocate resources efficiently to meet its financial goals. Utility and importance of budgeting. It helps in financial planning, helps in forecasting revenues and expenses. Control mechanism, monitoring actual performance against the budgets, helps control cost. Resource allocation, ensures optimal use of resources, best use of resources in different departments. Motivation, it sets the target for managers and staff to achieve. Decision making, it provides financial guidelines to aid operational decisions. Types of budgets, sales budget, production budget, purchase budget. Purchase budget क्या है? It details the raw materials and the inputs that is needed for production. Cash budget, forecast cash receipt and cash payment to maintain liquidity or sufficient cash balance. Capital expenditure budget means the plans on spending on fixed assets like machinery and buildings. Factory overhead budget estimates indirect production costs like electricity and maintenance. Administrative overhead budget covers administrative expenses such as salaries and office rent. Selling and distribution overhead budget projects expenses related to marketing, delivery, and sales. Master budget. The master budget is a comprehensive summary of all the individual budgets, presenting an overall overreaching financial plan for the business for a specified period. Define budgeting. Advantages of budgeting in business. Budgeting refers to preparing detailed estimates of income and expenditure for future period. Advantages include financial planning, cost control, motivating employees, efficient resource use, and assisting managerial decisions. Main types of budget used in business enterprises. Sales budget, estimated sales for period. Production budget, plans production volume based on sales. Purchase budget, details the materials that is needed for production. Cash budget, estimates cash inflows and outflows. Capital expenditure budget, plans the spending on fixed assets. What factors are considered while preparing a sales budget? Past sales data and trends, market demand and conditions, production capacity, price changes, and economic factors. What is cash budget? Why is it important? A cash budget forecasts cash inflows and outflows, ensure that the business has sufficient liquidity, sufficient cash to meet its obligations or liabilities. It prevents cash shortage and helps in efficient cash management. Recruitment, selection and training. Detailed explanation. Recruitment. So what is recruitment? Recruitment is the process of finding and attracting capable candidates from within and outside the organization to fill the job vacancies. It involves identifying the number and type of employees required, advertising the job, and encouraging applications. Types of recruitment: internal recruitment and external recruitment. Internal recruitment means hiring people from within the company, that is by way of promotion or transfer. External recruitment means hiring new candidates from outside the company. Selection. Selection is the process of choosing the most suitable candidate from the pool of applicants. It includes screening applications, conducting interviews, tests, and verifying credentials. Credentials का मतलब होता है documents. Selection process steps: receiving applications, screening and shortlisting, interview, testing, background checks, job offer. Training. Training is a systematic effort to improve employees' skill, knowledge, and attitudes to perform their jobs effectively. Types of training: on the job training, training done at the workplace, that is job rotation, apprenticeship, etc. Off the job training, training which is done outside the workplace, that is seminars or workshops. Importance of recruitment, selection and training: ensures the right people are hired for the right jobs. It improves employee performance and productivity, reduces employee turnover and absenteeism, helps in adapting to new technologies and methods. Define recruitment and explain its type. Recruitment is the process of attracting qualified candidates to apply for job vacancies. Types include internal recruitment, that is within the organization, and external recruitment means from outside the organization. What is selection? Describe the steps involved in selection process. Selection is the process of choosing the best fit candidate from the applicants. The steps are application screening, shortlisting, interviewing, testing, background verification, job offer. Explain the importance of training in organization. Training helps improve employee skills, increases efficiency, reduces mistakes, prepares employees for higher responsibilities or new technologies. Distinguish between recruitment and selection. Recruitment is about attracting candidates, selection is about choosing the right candidate. Describe the on-the-job and off-the-job training. On-the-job training takes place during work. Example, job rotation. Off-the-job training occurs away from the work site, that is classroom, seminars. Recruitment is the process of identifying and attracting suitable candidates to apply for job vacancies. It includes determining job needs, sourcing candidates, encouraging applications. Recruitment can be internal within the organization, external outside the organization. Selection is the process of screening and choosing the most suitable candidates from the applications through interviews, tests and checks. It is a negative process because it involves elimination of unsuitable candidates. Training refers to improving the skills, knowledge, behavior of employees perform their jobs effectively. Types of training include on the job training, that is learning during work, and off the job training means workshop or seminars. What is recruitment? It is the process of attracting candidates for job vacancies. Internal sources, that is promotion, transfer, employee referrals. Benefits include knowledge of company, culture, morale boost. External sources, that is advertisement, employment exchange, campus interviews. Benefits include fresh ideas and wider choice. Define selection, outline the steps involved in the selection process. Selection is choosing the best, most suitable candidate. Steps, application screening, shortlisting, interview, testing, background check, job offer. Why is selection called a negative process? Selection is called negative because it involves rejecting a large number of applicants to pick only suitable candidates. Explain the importance of training in organization. Training improves efficiency, reduces errors, prepares employees for new tasks, and helps to retain employees. Distinguish between on the job, off the job training. On the job training happens at the workplace, that is job rotation. Off the job training happens away from the workplace, that is seminars. List any 4 methods of selection used by business enterprises. Number 1, application blank, personal interview. Number 2, number 3, psychological test. Number 4, reference checks. What are the effects of faulty selection? Low productivity, high absenteeism, increased labor turnover, increased training costs. Recruitment is the process of attracting candidates. Internal sources of recruitment include transfer, promotion, and employee referrals. External sources include advertisement, employment exchange, campus interviews. A selection is choosing the best candidate from the applicants. Steps involve application screening, shortlisting, interviews, tests, background verification, final appointment. Selection is called a negative process because it involves rejecting unsuitable candidates and only selecting the best ones. Explain the importance of training in organization. Training improves employee skills, reduces errors, increases the productivity, prepares employees for promotion, helps adapt to technological changes. Difference between on the job, off the job training. On the job training happens at the workplace while performing the actual task. Off the job training occurs away from the workplace, like your workshop or seminars. Advantages and disadvantages of internal recruitment. Advantages: motivation of employees, cheaper and faster, no external risk. Disadvantages: limits new ideas, restriction of choice, and it may cause internal conflict. Mention 4 methods of selection used in business: application forms, interviews, employment tests, reference checks. What are the effects of faulty selection? Effects of faulty selection: causes low productivity, high absenteeism, increased training costs, high turnover. Industrial relations, trade unions and social security. Industrial relations refer to the dynamic relationship between employers, employees, their representatives, trade unions and the government within an industrial setup. These relations govern the working environment, collective bargaining, dispute resolution and the overall harmony. Harmony means peace between labor and management. Characteristics of industrial relations: multi-dimensional working employers, employees, unions and government. Covers the individual relations, employer, employee and collective relations, that is unions and management. It includes both regulated, that is laws and agreements, and unregulated relations. Employed to establish industrial peace, promote economic efficiency, safeguard the right of workers. Objectives of industrial relations: maintaining industrial peace and reducing conflict like strike and lockout, protecting the interest of both workers and employees, increasing the productivity and improving the economic development, fostering industrial democracy and participation of workers, minimizing labor turnover and absenteeism, provide social security and fair working conditions. Functions of industrial relations. It facilitates or helps in communication between management and workers. It tries to settle disputes and industrial conflict in a friendly manner. It strengthens cooperation and mutual understanding between the parties. It ensures enforcement of labor laws and agreements. It promotes the welfare of workers and social security initiatives. Trade unions. Trade unions are organizations of workers. What are trade unions? Trade unions are organizations of workers formed to protect their interest regarding wages, working conditions, and other employment terms. Functions of trade unions: protect the rights of workers, negotiate wages and terms through collective bargaining, provide legal assistance, offer welfare services like medical aid and education. Social security. Social security includes measures protecting workers against financial uncertainties. Okay, social security is a measure or a step taken to protect workers against financial uncertainties. अगर financial uncertainties या lack of money होती है due to sickness, unemployment, retirement, accidents, it makes sure that economic and social welfare of the employees, of the workers. Define industrial relations, explain its objectives. Industrial relations refer to the relationships between employers, employees, trade unions, government, and industry. Objectives include maintaining industrial peace, protecting workers and employers' interest, increasing productivity, establishing industrial democracy. What are trade unions and functions? Trade unions are a group of workers that protect and promote workers' interests. Their function include collective bargaining, dispute resolution, advocating for the welfare and legal protection for the employees. Explain the importance of good industrial relations. Good industrial relations boost employee morale, reduce the conflict and absenteeism, increase productivity, contribute to overall economic growth and stability. List the main causes of poor industrial relations. Economic causes are low wages, organizational causes, this poor communication, social causes, uninteresting work, psychological causes, lack of motivation. What is social security? Mention its importance. Social security is protection against financial difficulties that could be due to sickness, unemployment. It provides financial help, financial support, assistance, healthcare, and supports workers' welfare and social justice. Describe the role of government in industrial relations. The government regulates industrial relations through labor laws, dispute resolution mechanisms, promoting social security, ensuring fair employment practices. Industrial relations is the relationship between employers, employees, trade unions, government within an industry. It covers the dynamics of employer-employee relationships, mechanisms to settle disputes, resolve and ensuring welfare and industrial peace. Objectives is to promote industrial peace and harmony, protect the interest of the workers and employers, enhance productivity, reduce labor turnover, encourage industrial democracy, participation of labor, minimize conflicts and strikes. Trade unions are organizations formed by workers to protect their rights and bargain collectively for better wages and working conditions. Social security refers to systems or schemes providing economic protection to workers from unforeseen risks like sickness, unemployment, old age, and accidents. What are the causes of poor industrial relations? The causes include poor wages, faulty communication, lack of recognition of unions, uninteresting nature of work, psychological dissatisfaction, political interference, multiple rival unions. A trade union is an organization of workers aiming to protect and improve their interest. Objectives of trade union are fair wages, better working conditions, social security. Functions of trade union include collective bargaining, dispute resolution, welfare activities, legal support. Explain the methods of settling industrial disputes. The main dispute settlement methods are conciliation, third party helps negotiation, arbitration, third party gives a binding decision, adjudication, legal courts or labor tribunals decide disputes. What is social security? Two social security measures in India. Social security provides protection against financial difficulties or hardships. Measures include employees state insurance ESI provides medical care and cash benefits to workers. Provident fund savings scheme for workers retirement. Discuss the problems faced by trade unions. Problems include small size, lack of funds, political interference, multiplicity of unions and lack of leadership. State the measures to strengthen the trade union. Measures include financial stability, one union per industry, democratic leadership, worker education, government support. Logistics and insurance detailed explanation. Logistics. What is logistics? Logistics refer to the planning, organizing, controlling the efficient movement and storage of goods from the point of origin to the point of consumption to satisfy the requirements of customer. What are the importance of logistics? It ensures timely delivery of goods and services, reduces cost of transportation and storage, improves customer satisfaction, helps in smooth flow in supply chain and business operations. Modes of transport. What are the modes of transport? Road transport. It is flexible, it is door to door delivery, suitable for short distance. Rail transport. It is economical or cheap for heavy and bulky goods over long distances. Water transport. Cheapest for heavy cargo over long distances but slower. Air transport. It is fastest but it is costly, suitable for perishable and high value goods. Warehousing. Warehousing are storage places for goods before they are sold or distributed. Okay, warehouses are storing places, goods को store करने के लिए. Warehouses are storage places for goods before they are sold or distributed. Types of warehouses. Public warehouses, open for public. Private warehouses, which is owned by business for their storage. Insurance. Insurance is a contract in which one party, that is the insurer, agrees to compensate the another party, that is the insured, for loss or damage in exchange for payment of premium. Types of insurance. Fire insurance, protection against the fire damage. Marine insurance covers loss or damage to goods in transit by sea or air. Life insurance provides financial security to dependents after death. Health insurance covers medical expenses. Importance of insurance: providing financial security, reducing the risk of uncertainty, encouraging saving and investment, protecting businesses against losses. What are logistics? Why is it important for business? Logistics involves managing the flow and storage of goods effectively. Managing the flow and storage of goods effectively. It includes timely delivery, reducing cost and improving customer satisfaction. Describe the different modes of transport used in logistics. Road transport is flexible and good for short distance. Rail is economical for bulk goods. Water transport is cheapest but slow. Air transport is fastest but expensive. What are warehouses? Difference between public and private warehouse. Warehouses store goods temporarily. Public warehouses are available for general use. Private warehouses are owned and used by specific businesses. Explain the term insurance and list its main types. Insurance is a contract to provide compensation for losses. Types of insurance include fire, marine, life, health insurance. What is the importance of insurance? Insurance protects against financial loss, reduces risk, encourages saving, provides security to business and individuals. Logistics and insurance detailed explanation. Logistics is the process of managing the movement and storage of raw materials, components, finished goods from supplier to the consumer. It involves activities like transportation, warehousing, inventory management, supply chain coordination to ensure smooth business operations. It ensures timely delivery of goods, it reduces transportation and storage cost, supports better inventory control and customer satisfaction, includes various modes of transport: road, rail, air and water. Road transport is flexible and door-to-door service suitable for short distance and smaller consignments, means smaller orders. Rail transport is cost effective for heavy and bulky goods over long distances. Water transport is the cheapest for very large quantities, but it is very slow and limited to areas only near water bodies. Air transport is fastest for long distances. It is also perfect for perishable, means सड़ने वाले items, and high value goods but expensive. Warehouses store goods before they are sold or transported further. Public warehouse, which is available for use by any business. Private warehouse, which is owned and used by specific business. Functions include storage, protection, price stabilization, ensuring steady supply. Insurance. Insurance is a contract where one party agrees to compensate another party for losses or damage in return for premium payment or payment of premium. Principles of insurance, very very important. Principles of insurance: number one, utmost good faith. Both parties must disclose all the material facts. Second is insurable interest. The insured must have a legal interest in the subject matter. Third is indemnity. Compensation is limited to the amount of actual loss. मतलब जितना actual loss है उतना ही पैसा मिलेगा. Subrogation. After compensation, insurer has rights over the claim against the थर्ड पार्टी. सब्रोगेशन में अगर आपको कंपेंसेशन दिया गया है नुकसान के लिए, तो फिर जो भी गुड्स डिस्ट्रॉय हो चुके हैं उस पर आपका राइट ख़त्म हो जाएगा और इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का राइट रहेगा. ओके, सो दैट इज सब्रोगेशन. आफ्टर कंपेंसेशन, इंश्योरर हैज़ द राइट्स ओवर द क्लेम एंड देन अगेंस्ट द थर्ड पार्टी. Contribution. When multiple insurances exist, all the insurances share the cost proportionately. Types of insurance. Fire insurance, it covers losses or damage caused by fire. Marine insurance protects goods in transit over sea or air. Life insurance provides insurance, financial security to family in case of death. Health insurance covers medical expenses. Importance of insurance: it protects the business from financial losses. It provides peace of mind and business stability. It encourages investment and loan acquisition. It ensures continuity of business operations after a loss. Logistics. Logistics involves the managing the movement and storage of goods to ensure timely delivery and cost efficiency. It improves customer satisfaction, reduces costs, management supply chain effectively. Different modes of transport used in logistics. Rail transport is flexible for short distances. Road transport is flexible for short distances. Rail is cost effective for bulk goods. Water transport is cheapest but slow. Air transport is fastest but expensive. What is warehousing? Distinguish between public and private. What is warehousing? Distinguish between public and private warehouses. Warehousing is the storage of goods before sale or distribution. Public warehouses are open for use by many businesses. Private warehouses are owned by a single company. Insurance is a contract to provide financial compensation against losses. Principles of insurance include utmost good faith, insurable interest, indemnity, subrogation and contribution. Fire insurance. Fire insurance is protects on fire loss. Marine insurance, that is goods in transit. Life insurance gives financial security on death, and health insurance, medical cost coverage. Importance of insurance for business. Insurance safeguards against unpredictable financial losses, promote business confidence, help to secure loans, ensures uninterrupted operations. Logistics is the management of the flow of goods from the point of origin to the point of consumption, involving transportation, storage, and distribution. Logistics ensure goods reach the customer on time, reduces delay, and improve the satisfaction of customers. It helps minimize storage and transport cost by efficient management. It creates coordination between suppliers, warehouses, transporters, and customers. Modes of transport: rail transport, that is flexible door-to-door service suitable for short distance. Rail transport economic for bulk goods. Okay. Principles of insurance. Number 1, utmost good faith. Both parties must disclose all material facts truthfully. Insurable interest. The insured must have legal interest in the insured property or person. Indemnity. Compensation is only for the actual loss incurred and you cannot make any profit out of it. Subrogation. After compensating the loss, the insurer's rights transfer to claim from third parties if responsible. Contribution. If the risk is insured by multiple insurers, they share the claim proportionately. Fire insurance covers damage caused by fire to property and goods. Marine insurance protects goods in transit over water or air from loss or damage. Life insurance provides security to family of the insured after death. Health insurance covers medical expenses in case of illness or accidents. Importance of insurance: it provides financial security, peace of mind, reduces uncertainty, potential business losses, encourages investment. It also provides access to credit facilities, ensures the continuity of business in spite of risk. Importance of warehousing. What is warehousing? Warehousing refers to the act of storing goods safely in an organized and controlled manner. Warehousing refers to the act of storing goods safely in an organized and controlled manner until they are required for sale or further distribution. It plays a crucial role in the supply chain by bridging the gap between production and consumption. Importance of warehousing. Price stabilization. Warehousing helps in reducing the fluctuation in price in the market by storing surplus goods when the demand is low and then releasing them when the demand is high. Storage space creation. Provides central location to keep the goods safe and ready for future use. Risk minimization. Warehouse protects goods from damage, theft, spoilage, and other risks. Perishable goods may be stored in cold storage to maintain their freshness. Financing. Stored goods can be used as security to raise loans from banks or warehouse owners. Packing and grading. Warehouses often facilitate packing, sorting, and grading of goods, making them ready for sale. Transportation. It acts as a base for collecting, sorting, dispatching goods efficiently. Creation of time and place utility. Provides goods when and where they are needed and thus add value for the consumers. Types of warehouses. Private warehouses. It is owned and operated by the manufacturers or wholesalers for their exclusive use. These warehouses are costlier to maintain but give full control over the inventory, usually located near production sites or main markets. Public warehouses. It is available for use by any individual or business on payment of rent or storage charges. They provide facilities to those who cannot afford private warehouses. It is found near transport hubs such as railway stations, ports, which is owned by government or private companies. Bonded warehouses. These are special warehouses which are authorized by customs for storing imported goods before the custom duties are paid. The goods can be kept safely until these goods are cleared. Cooperative warehouses. It is owned by cooperative societies to assist the members by providing affordable storage facilities. Cold storage warehouses. These are designed for storing perishable, सड़ने वाले जो items होते हैं, सड़ने वाले items like fruits, vegetables, dairy products, meats under controlled temperature conditions. Distribution centers. Warehouses where goods are temporarily stored and sorted before dispatching to retailers, usually with high turnover. Functions of warehouses. स्टोरेज. पहला फंक्शन क्या है इस वेयरहाउस का? स्टोरेज. सेफ गार्ड गुड्स अंटिल डिमांड अराइजेस. प्राइस स्टेबिलाइजेशन. मैनेज सप्लाई टू रिड्यूस प्राइस फ्लक्चुएशंस. रिस्क बियरिंग. प्रोटेक्शन फ्रॉम डैमेज और लॉस बाय वे ऑफ इंश्योरेंस एंड सेफ कंडीशंस. फाइनेंसिंग. गुड्स कैन बी कोलैटरल फॉर लोन्स. ग्रेडिंग एंड पैकिंग. प्रिपेयरिंग कमोडिटीज फॉर सेल. Transportation, efficient movement of goods from production to sale. Time utility, available of goods whenever they are required. Place utility, provision of goods at convenient locations. Warehousing reduces chaotic and unpredictable market conditions by maintaining regulating supply. Improves business efficiency by consolidating goods and enabling better inventory management. Helps prevent wastage and spoilage by suitable storage facility. Public warehouse. It is owned by the government or private companies and is rented out to the individuals or business for storage. Features available for short term or long term use, serves small businesses and startups. Warehouses near railway station, ports or industrial areas. Advantages: cost effective for small business, flexible rentals, shared maintenance. Disadvantages: limited control over stored goods, there is less privacy and possibility of overcrowding. Bonded warehouses, an authorized warehouse for storing imported goods until custom duties are paid. Features: goods are stored under customs control. Duty payment deferred till goods are released. Examples: warehouses near ports or custom facilities. Advantages: it helps the importers defer their payment, secure storage for valuable goods. Disadvantages: stricter customs regulations, limited to exports. Cooperative warehouse, owned and managed by cooperative societies serving members, especially small farmers, traders, provides economical storage solutions for members, non-profit or minimal profit based operation. Warehouses used by agriculture cooperatives, affordable storage charges, mutual benefits for members, limited availability to cooperative members only. Cold storage warehouses, specialized warehouse for storing perishable goods under refrigeration or cold controlled conditions. Features: controls temperatures and humidity to preserve goods like fruits, vegetables, dairy, meat. Examples: food processing unit, dairy farms, pharmaceutical companies. Reduces spoilage, extends shelf life. High operational costs due to refrigeration equipment and energy consumption. Distribution center, warehouse designed for rapid receipt, sorting, consolidation and dispatch of goods. High volume throughout, minimal storage time, supports supply chain logistics. Amazon and Walmart distribution hubs. Government warehouse. It is owned and operated by the government to store goods such as relief materials, confiscated goods, military equipment. Features: it supports governmental and public sector needs, security focused. Warehouses storing supplies for disaster management. Advantages: public interest storage, security is ensured. Disadvantages: limited commercial use. Banking. What is a bank? A bank is a financial institution that accepts deposits from the public, provides loans and advances. It facilitates money transfer, currency exchange, financial services to individual, business and government. Types of bank. Central bank regulates monetary policy, controls currency supply, supervises commercial banks, acts as a lender of the last resort. Commercial banks, they accept deposits and provide loans to individuals, business. They include scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. Cooperative banks, these serve primarily agricultural and rural sectors, often owned by the members of cooperative societies. Regional rural banks, it aims to provide banking services in rural areas with focus on farmers and small business. Functions of commercial banks: accepting deposits, savings account, fixed deposits, current accounts and recurring deposits. Granting loans and advances, loans, overdraft, cash credit, discounting bills. Agency function, that is collection of checks, payment of bills, purchase and sales of securities, other services, fund transfer, locker facilities, issuance of letters of credit. Important banking terms. Overdraft. What is overdraft? Facility allowing a current account holder to withdraw more than his balance up to a set limit. Check. What is a check? A written order to bank to pay money from the drawer's account. Demand draft. Demand draft, it is a prepaid negotiable instrument which is safer than checks. Passbook is a record of transactions in a bank account. What is the role of Reserve Bank of India (RBI)? It regulates the banks and controls the credit, issues currency, maintains monetary stability. It acts as a banker to the government and commercial banks, manages foreign exchange and reserves. Advantages of bank accounts: there is safety of money, easy withdrawal, earning of interest, loan facilities, convenient money transfer. Main functions of commercial banks: accepting deposits, providing loans, acting as agents, offering utility services, fund transfer, locker facilities. What is overdraft facility? Temporary credit allowing current account holders withdraw beyond balance up to a limit. Savings account and a current account. Savings account is for individual customers to save and earn interest. Current account is for business firms for frequent transactions, and there is no interest paid on current account. Explain the clearinghouse function of RBI. RBI settles interbank transactions by book entries, facilitating smooth and efficient banking operations. What advantages do banks offer to customer? Safety, loans, easy transactions, interest, financial services. Banking. A bank is a financial institution accepting deposits from the public, provides loans and other financial services. It acts as an intermediary between depositors and borrowers, facilitating the flow of funds in the economy. Central bank, the apex bank that controls currency swings, regulates commercial banks, acts as banker to the government, controls monetary policy. Commercial banks accept deposits, provide loans, offer payment facilities to individuals and businesses, include scheduled and non-scheduled banks. Cooperative banks primarily serve rural and agricultural sectors with member-owned systems. Regional rural banks operates in regional and rural areas, focusing on farmers and small enterprises. Functions of commercial banks: accepting deposits, various types including savings, current, fixed and recurring deposits, providing loans, personal loans, business loans, overdraft, cash overdraft, discounting bills of exchange. Credit creation. Banks don't just lend deposits, but they create additional credit through lending multiple times the money deposited. Agency services, collection and payment of checks, dividend, interest payments on behalf of customers. Utility services, issuing a letter of credit, bank guarantee, locker facility, ATM service. What is a check? It is a written order to the bank to pay a certain amount, certain specified amount from the drawer's account. Demand draft, a prepaid negotiable instrument, safer than a check. Passbook, book issued to account holders detailing their transactions. Overdraft, facility allowing withdrawal exceeding the deposited amount within agreed limits. Advantages of bank accounts: safety of money against theft and loss, earning interest on deposits, easy transfer of money and payments, access to credit and loans, use of modern banking convenience like ATM and internet banking. Types of banks: central bank, reserve bank, it controls the money supply, regulates commercial banks, issues currency and manage monetary policy. Commercial bank accept deposits and provide loans to individuals, business and government entities. It includes scheduled and non-scheduled banks. Cooperative banks focus on helping agricultural and rural sectors owned and managed by cooperative societies. Regional rural banks provide banking to rural and semi-urban areas, focusing on farmers and small business. Functions of commercial banks: accepting deposits. They accept deposits, saving accounts for individuals to save money and earn interest. Current account is opened for business transactions with frequent deposits and withdrawals, usually with no interest. Fixed deposits, money deposited for a fixed tenor at a higher interest rate. Recurring deposit, fixed amount deposited periodically to accumulate savings. Granting loans and advances. Loans is a fixed amount borrowed and repaid over a period. Overdraft, facility to withdraw more than balance up to a limit. Cash credit, short-term finance against stock or receivables. Discounting bills, banks pay before maturity of bills of exchange. Agency functions, the banks also perform certain agency functions. Example: collection and payment of checks, dividends, rents, purchase and sale of securities, acting as trustee or executor. Utility services, issue letters of credit, provide safe deposit lockers, transfer funds, underwriting. Important banking instruments. Demand draft. Demand draft is a prepaid, safe alternative to check, especially for intercity transactions, ATM and online banking. Modern convenience for electronic transactions anytime, anywhere. Role of Reserve Bank: oversees monetary stability, economic regulation, act as a lender of the last resort to commercial banks, issues currency and control credit, monitors banking sector health through policies and frameworks. Advantages of bank account. It is secure place to deposit money. You can earn interest on your deposit, easy money transfer and payments, access to loans and overdraft, convenient banking services by way of ATM, net banking. Important questions for exam. Define a bank, function of commercial banks, role and function of reserve bank, difference between saving and current account, what is overdraft, state advantages of bank account, explain the clearing house function. Okay, principles of insurance, utmost good faith, Uberimai fide. Both parties must disclose all material facts. Principles of insurance, first point, both parties must disclose all material facts honestly when they are making a contract. Insurable interest, the insured must have a legal financial interest in the subject matter of insurance. Number 3, indemnity. Insurance is meant to compensate only the actual losses and not to allow to make any profit from a claim. Contribution. If the same risk is insured with multiple companies, all the insurers share this claim proportionately. Subrogation. After the compensation, the insurer has the right to claim from third parties which is responsible for loss. Causa proxima, proximate cause. Only the direct and effective cause of the loss is considered for claims. Mitigation of loss. The insured must take reasonable steps to prevent or reduce the loss. Importance of insurance, it provides financial security, peace of mind, reduces uncertainty, financial risk of accidents, illness, disasters, encourage business stability, investment confidence, facilitates social security, welfare of individuals. A fire insurance policy compensates for damages to factory building caused by fire accident. Health insurance cover hospital bills, treatment cost during illness. Marine insurance protects export goods from damage during sea transport. Life insurance provides financial support to the insured family after death. What is meant by utmost good faith in insurance? Utmost good faith in insurance. It means both insurer and insured must disclose relevant information honestly and completely when they are making a contract. Explain the principle of indemnity. It ensures that the insured is compensated only for the actual loss suffered and not allowed to profit from insurance claims. Why is insurable interest important in insurance? Insurable interest ensures that the insured has legitimate financial stake in the subject matter, preventing insurance fraud. Differences between advertisements and publicity. Advertisements are paid promotions which is controlled by a company to market its products or services commercially. Publicity is free and generally uncontrolled information spread by third parties such as media or public about product, service or company. Advertisements are created and managed by the company aiming to persuade customers positively with a planned repeated message. Publicity comes from independent sources and can be positive, negative, providing more credibility since it is unbiased. Advertising requires significant investment. It is focused on customer and designed to influence buying behavior. Publicity does not require payment, focuses on awareness and goodwill, and depends on public or media interest. Advertisements are controlled, scheduled, and selective in content, while publicity is spontaneous and not controlled by the company. In summary, advertisements are paid and controlled promotional efforts by company, while publicity is free, uncontrolled, and come from external sources, often viewed as more credible because it is impartial. Okay. Thank you for such